It's mock draft season, which means it's collab season. And hey, I got a special feature from the PFF college football show. I love that show. I love college football. I got Mr. Max Chadwick here on the program. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing awesome, man. I remember meeting you and Alex down in Mobile, and just like we were talking to each other. And I've been watching you and Alex for years upon years now, even before I watched PFF. Or even started working at PFF, I should say. So, yeah, man, it's awesome to be on your channel now, and it's gonna be fun to do a little mock draft for you today.
Yeah, that absolutely blew my mind when you said that down there. I was just like, what? Like, I don't know. I still feel like my channel is just this random thing that pops up every now and then and people see it. But yeah,
dude. I've been a loyal subscriber for years, man, now. So it's awesome to finally meet you and now do a video with you, man.
Yeah, that's sick. It's awesome. And we're going to do a 2-round mock draft. And I'm going to be taking the odds in this. You're going to take the evens. So seemingly you kind of have a softball here at pick 1.
Yeah, so obviously the Raiders currently, I think their only quarterback is Aiden O'Connell right now. That is by design. They're going to take Fernando Mendoza with the number 1 overall pick. The draft starts at number 2. I don't think we need much deliberation over this one. This draft is pretty easy number 1 overall pick. Obviously a dream year for him this past year at Indiana, winning a Heisman Trophy, first ever in school history, winning a national title, first ever in school history. He was unbelievable this year for the Hoosiers and just clutch in every single moment. And I think he's got the type of demeanor that now owner Tom Brady will fall in love with as well. So I think Fernando Mendoza, obviously this is a pretty easy number 1 overall pick here.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Magical season for the Hoosiers. It sucks that it came at the expense of my Miami Hurricanes, but after we beat Ohio State, I was just kind of like, hey, I'm happy we're here. Just happy about it. It's been a long road of suck for the Hurricanes over recent years. So
hey man, they're coming alive now though. I mean, even next year with Darian Mensah coming in there, man. I mean, they're by far the best team in the ACC next year, I think.
Yeah, brought over his receiver and Barkate too. Ooh, I'm hoping. I don't know how we're gonna do defensively, so we'll see. Wilson's gonna be interesting, but
yeah,
we'll see. Pick 2, like you said, this is where the draft begins. I think if I'm the Jets personally, just based on what they did in free agency, I think if you're any team, you should be open to like hearing out trade offers and whatnot. Because me personally, I would want maybe a wide receiver. I don't know if I'd want to take that at 2, but again, I don't know who's trading up. You always need a dancing partner. If they have to stick in and pick it, I'm thinking probably Arvell Reese at this pick. This team was like last in the league in pressure rate. They couldn't get to the quarterback. I know that they brought in Joseph Asai on a 3-year deal, but for the most part, he's really just looked like a rotation player. And then I love Kingsley Nagbari, but it's a 1-year deal. And it is what it is. You need someone next to Will McDonald. You could take Arvell Reese. Seemingly, people like describe him as a project. It's just he hasn't had like a full year at edge. It's kind of that Abdul Carter the year before at Penn State, where he was kind of off ball doing everything. He's just hasn't had that full year. And this dude's got the strength. He may be built like a linebacker, but I saw in the playoff game where poor James Brockermeyer almost got sat on his butt when Reese just lined up in the A gap. So I think Reese is probably the favorite to go at pick 2.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't do it, but I'm with you. I think he is probably the favorite to go number 2 overall right now.
I agree. My edge 1 firmly still on the board. Just gonna say that.
Okay. I think Reese. I was actually looking at some of our numbers recently, and his pass rush win rates are even lower than what we saw from Carter at linebacker, Micah Parsons at linebacker, and Jalen Walker at linebacker even. So I think, he's still a little raw in some areas, but I get it. I mean, the upside is really there with him. I do think he is the favorite. So if we're doing this based off what we think will happen, I think Arvell Reese is probably the favorite to be the number 2 overall pick right now.
Agree.
All right, number 3. So that's Arizona. There's some ways you can go this way for Arizona. I mean, I think you could obviously add maybe your number 1 edge rusher. So we'll see who that actually is in just a second. But I'm going to go to the offensive side of the ball here, and they did bring in Tyler Algier. They still have James Conner under contract, so I'm not going to take Jeremiah Love, even though I do think he might be the best player in this draft. I think they need to find a right tackle right now. I think Elijah Wilkinson, who they just brought in, he's not an answer at right tackle. You got to find a running mate for Paris Johnson Jr. To protect whoever your quarterback's going to be. So yeah, it sounds like it's going to be Jacoby Brissett this year, and then probably a 2027 quarterback after that once they bottom out once again. But I'm going to take a right tackle here, and I think it'll probably be Francis Mauigoa, the tackle out of Miami, who obviously you know very well with your Canes. He had an unreal year this year with Miami, and he would slide in seamlessly at right tackle for Arizona as well. So I do think Arizona, they're going to be looking for a right tackle. With Jonah Williams now out the door, he wasn't really playing that well either. I think Francis Mauigoa, I'd probably expect to be the number 3 overall pick right here.
Yeah, dude was a stud, man. I love CC there. With the Cardinals is so interesting just because how this draft is built. Do you forego maybe a pass rusher and go with the tackle there? And I mean, I think CC is going to be a great player, so. Whether that is a tackle and guard, I fully run that dude at tackle, and if it falls off, then you could always kick him into guard. I'm still of the thought that the Cowboys should be kicking Tyler Smith out to tackle. Yeah. I know he's a freaking all-pro guard, but man, their tackle situation has been interesting.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
way to put that. I know what everyone and their mom wants to do with the Tennessee Titans pick. I don't believe in that. I just don't believe in that philosophy. And I get it. This is a draft where a lot of the premium positions are not necessarily elite, but I think just based on recent years, when you take a running back, not just this early, but in the first round, it kind of feels like you are developing them for the team they're eventually going to go play for. Like we've seen it with like Saquon, CMC, and it's just, I just don't think if you don't have the offensive line that could facilitate it, like the Lions did with Gibbs or Atlanta kind of did with Bijan. Yeah. But even then, I mean, shoot, Atlanta still trying to sniff out the playoffs here. Then I don't think you should do it. I don't think the Lions have that, or the Titans have that offensive line. So I would just take a swing on a more premium position. And in this case, pass rush. And, oh, man. Part of me, like, in my head, I'm like, hey, Robert Saleh, David Bailey could be his Bryce Huff for, like, the first year or so. But I love Ruben Bain. He's my dude. Yeah. He's my edge one. He's a stud. We'll see. Actually, later today, I'm pretty sure Miami has their pro day today. We'll see what his actual arm length may or may not be. Oh, I mean, just based on what Spencer Fondo came back with close to 33-inch arms.
Dude, they screwed up the arm length so badly. I saw someone tweet out, like, we need like a guy from like Joseph A. Bank to go to the combine next year and do it. Like, it's just ridiculous. I think it's back-to-back years now. I think the Senior Bowl last year really screwed it up badly too. It's just like, I don't know how we just don't know how to measure arms anymore. So dude, yeah, it's insane.
Get David's bridle out there or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you're right though, man. Ruben Bain, like, yeah, the arm length is an outlier, but so was the tape. Honestly, I mean, he was unreal this year. I led the nation in pressures. Was not only that. I mean, like, there were times where, I mean, you know this, where Miami would overload one side of the defensive line and then leave Ruben Bain on the other side of the defensive line on like running downs because they know, like, hey, he's gonna take on 2 blockers and he'll be fine. He's a guy that like just completely transforms the defense. So I completely get it, man. I think the arm length is obviously a concern going this high in the draft. We've never seen a first round edge with arms that are supposedly this long go this high in the draft. But like I said, in this kind of draft where you're just looking for blue chip type of players, I think Ruben Bain is one of those players right now.
It feels like an outlier draft.
Yeah,
it's a weird draft. I would be trading back and investing in 2027.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would do the same thing, man, with what that class is looking like right now. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So I have the Giants here at number 5. I know there's some Giants fans out there that want to go scorched earth and take Jeremiah Love to pair with Cam Scatterbo and just run with that. Just have like
it's a hell with Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah, I guess so. I actually like Tyrone Tracy a little bit too, but But yeah, I guess they're kind of one of the thunder and lightning right there with Jeremiah Love and Cam Scatterbo. I'm not going to do that. I'm considering a receiver here, considering they have a need at that position, but and obviously I just don't know if this receiver I would take here at number 5 yet. I do think maybe later on in the draft they might look for one. I'm actually going to go with Sonny Styles here, the linebacker out of Ohio State, who he just blew up the combine, man. He was unbelievable there. I actually think if you're sticking reset linebacker, and I think he might be more of an off-ball linebacker at the next level, I think Sonny Styles is a better football player at linebacker, honestly. Just what he did in his career at Ohio State, transitioning from safety. He was a 5-star recruit to safety, obviously moved to linebacker recently, and then he kept the coverage ability he had from when he was playing safety, in addition to being an unbelievable tackler and an unreal run defender too. I mean, I think Sonny Styles is one of the better linebackers we've seen come out of college in a very long time, honestly. So I think he's a guy that would fit what John Harbaugh is looking to do with that Giants defense right now, and I think he's probably the favorite to be the number 5 overall pick right now.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think with Styles, you could argue he was the best player on Ohio State's defense for a majority of the year. So, I mean, star-studded defense, but still, yeah, it was wildly insane what he did at the combine. I had a few comments. It's like, you didn't expect that? I'm like, that I didn't expect. I mean, I thought it was going to be good, but
no. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Golly, what kind of expectations do we have out there?
Yeah, like a historic combine. I didn't expect that. I never expect a guy to go out there and literally set the record books for a lot of positions. But
yeah, exactly. Oh man, Cleveland Browns. So, in the popular thing to do is, at least with their first 2 picks, is typically tackle, wide receiver, not necessarily in that order. Mm-hmm. With the way this is fallen, yeah, you could get your pick of whatever wide receiver. To me, at least stylistically, I think Carnell Tate would be the better complement to Jeudy. I'm a big Mekhi Lemon guy, but I feel like that's maybe just too in the wheelhouse of what Jeudy does. Or you already seen a tackle come off the board. Monroe Freeland's been a popular landing spot here as well. I like Freeland. I don't know if I top 10 like Freeland, which
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a lot of like, I get it. The length and kind of has this like jumbo tight end feel just with the movement skills. It reminds me a bit of not a comp, but it reminds me a bit of oh my gosh, Ryman. Yeah. Thank you. Golly. But it reminds me a little bit of that. Obviously, a little bit younger because I think Ryman was like 24 coming out, but still, I actually, it's a good wide receiver class that I feel like I could probably like wait on it. And they honestly, I kind of like what they've done with the offensive line. I do think I don't like the Zion Johnson contract per se, because there's like I think 10 million dead cap money like down the road, but whatever, it is what it is. I kind of like what some of the other stuff they've done. I think maybe you can if I'm going to take a shot on a project, I might do that later. Actually, I'll take Carnell Tate. I think I kind of talked myself into that. He gives me T. Higgins vibes, just maybe not necessarily the fastest guy, but very good route runner, honestly, at all 3 levels of the field, but especially this season, where I thought he really opened up that portion of his game, and that was apparent like right from the get-go against Texas. Dude was nuts.
Yeah, I like Carnell Tate a lot, man. I think he's probably the best deep receiver that we have in this draft. So
80% on contested catches.
Yeah, dude, insane. And just the fact that, I know there's so many people out there who are going to be like, oh, well, he's always the number 2 or number 3 receiver at Ohio State. It's like, well, when you play with Emeka Egbuka and Jeremiah Smith, it tends to happen. So he would have been the number 1 pretty much anywhere else. I actually believe he led the nation in like passer rating when targeted this year too. So he was an unbelievable player. He's well worth the top 10 pick, continuing the, I think now 5-year streak of Ohio State receivers going in the first round.
They have
6, of course.
They have studs.
Next year. It's insane.
Year after year.
As a Penn State fan, lifelong, it's very it hurts a lot that we can't get one of these guys and they get, one every 2 or maybe every year. But yeah, I think, keep him in state, man. Honestly, too, it's a low moving cost for Cardinal Tate. Makes a lot of sense.
There we go.
All right, I'm going to go here for the Washington Commanders. I think they have needs all over this defense, whether it be defensive line or even in the secondary too. So I'm considering a guy like Caleb Downs. But in terms of what I think is going to happen in the draft, I do think David Bailey is going to go somewhere top 5 probably. So I think here at 7, I'll stop the run from here. I think he's probably the best pure pass rusher in the draft. I think Ruben Bain is a better run defender, and I think he's pretty similar as a pass rusher, so I get the argument for Bain as edge 1. But David Bailey over the last 2 years at Stanford last year led the nation in pass rushing grade. At Texas Tech this year led the nation in pass rushing grade. So he's literally led the nation in pass rush grade in back-to-back years now in 2 different schools, which is crazy. Just the amount of moves this guy has, the get off, the explosiveness is unbelievable. The bend he has is great as well. I thought he got better as a run defender this year at Texas Tech. There's still work to be done there, but he wasn't a liability like he was at Stanford. So I think it's Washington who's just looking for, studs on that defense everywhere. I think David Bailey, a big guy that they're very interested in here at number 7.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Also, potential Jeremiah Love landing spot, which
Absolutely.
now it's like, where's he gonna go?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I can't do. I before they got Travis Etienne, Travis Etienne, the Saints were kind of the obvious landing spot. I love what they've done this offseason. Just, hey, let's go get David Edwards, complete our line, and then just pay a running back.
Yeah.
I love it. They obviously wide receiver could be the go here. You already have one off the board. I think they could probably get a good player somewhere else in this class, whether it's somewhere on day 2, a wide receiver. Oh man. You took David Bailey. That was a thing. I was gonna go with pass rush because Carl Granderson kind of had a down year as a pass rusher. Chase Young's so hard to it's just hard to rely on him to play games. When he's out there, he's solid though. But golly, I might actually be forced into going wide receiver here. I love Caleb Downs, but I also like their safety room. Maybe corner, perhaps. That's actually not a bad option. But then at that point, do I just go wide receiver? I think I might go corner. I like this corner class too, man. This corner class, low key. Like day 2 is going to be really fun for this corner class.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Tough. This is a tough one for the Saints right now. I'm with you because the Travis Etienne signing kind of. I don't think it takes Jeremiah Love off the board necessarily because they still might take him, but it definitely hurts the chances of them looking for Jeremiah Love here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because you still got Kamara on the books. At least seemingly this year. I think I'm good. I'm gonna go with Mekhi Lemon. I love Mekhi Lemon. He's my dude. People were freaked out at the combine interview. That made me just love him all that more. It's like I want a little sicko in my wide receiver. Yeah. So sign me up. Just get him to play there. You can do outside. You can do in the slot. I think he's people rag on him. I think he ran or run somewhere like a 4.48, 4.45, or 4.5, which I think is fine. I get it at his size. You'd want a little bit more speed, but I think he's relatively at least sudden and twitched up as a route runner, and what he can do after the catch is insane. I think he's got that Steve Smith I guess Napoleon mentality at the catch point. He's just been my dude. We talked about him at Mobile and how I was just such a coward not putting him at wide receiver 1, and now I have now. So
I have too. I actually have too. I loved what I saw from him this year, man, at USC. I thought he was the best receiver in the country this year, and just what he was able to do from the slot, it was just unbelievable for that USC offense. The route runner is unbelievable. After the catch, he got a lot better, I thought, this year too. And it makes no sense what he can do as a red zone target at whatever it is, 5'10" and 200 pounds. It looks like he's 6'6" out there. I mean, the way he's mossing guys out there is outrageous for what he is. So he's a dog, man. I think he's the best receiver in this draft. I'm with you on that. So I love this pick here. Actually, would have been a great option for the Kansas City Chiefs here at number 9. But yeah, I think it makes a ton of sense for New Orleans.
We love the NFL draft, and now my draft guide is available for purchase. It comes with over 500 player backgrounds and close to 300 player evals. It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So when I add a new eval or I change my rankings, you're going to be the first to know. It's going to have all the pro day and combine numbers along with analytics. And it's a Google spreadsheet for right now. So you have to include your email with the purchase, but we will be switching over to a website at the end of the year. And if you get it now, it's going to be cheaper now than it will be later. It's a great way to support the channel. And as always, much appreciated, much obliged. Yeah, KC, man, they're gonna have a fun draft.
Yeah, they are. I'm kind of looking because the Kenneth Walker signing again, like Jeremiah Love. People are probably watching saying, "How on earth is Jeremiah Love still on the board?" It's tough when some of these teams, like the obviously getting Kenneth Walker Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah,
I just don't think they're taking a running back now. I don't. So I think they're starting to look at obviously trade away Trent McDuffie. So I think they need help at corner right now, which might be where I'm looking. I mean, Caleb Downs is still on the board here too. So it's tough. This one's tough for KC because, I mean, you could go with Jordan Tyson, but there's some injury concerns there with him too. I think what do you think about Caleb Downs for Kansas City? Because I'm kind of looking at that right now and eyeing that.
I think he fits the Spags, like what he likes at safety, guy that can kind of play. Or wear a lot of hats. They brought in Alohi Gilman, which golly, that's like I should have saw that one coming, man. He just feels like a Spags guy. But I don't know how in they are on was it Chamari Connors?
Yeah, Chamari Connor,
yeah. Which I mean,
they still have Jaden Hicks, who's
they didn't. I'm surprised that Hicks didn't get more playing time this year.
Yeah, it was weird.
I mean, they brought in Cater Kohu, but
they got Cater Kohu, Christian Fulton, and Noah Williams at corner. Yeah, maybe I'll go Mansour Delane here. I'll go Mansour Delane. I thought he was unreal this year at LSU. I think there is a debate for CB1 with him and Jermod McCoy, but Delane was one of the best corners in the country this year, and probably the second best corner in the country. The only one better than him was the guy that's not even eligible until next year, and Leonard Moore, who I'm sure you'll talk about a lot in summer scouting this year too. But that guy's unbelievable, dude. He's the one guy that shut down Mekhi Lemon this year. That just shows how good he is as a sophomore. But I'll go Mansour Delane here. Unreal talent, played great at LSU this year. I mean, shout out to you, and I think Alex is really high on him going into the year too. I didn't really love his tape at Virginia Tech that much, so when I saw
it wasn't good in 2024. 2023 was really good. 2024 was he had a rough go in the opener against Vandy, and it was very
It was up and down. It was definitely up. It's kind of like the way corners goes. It goes up and down. I remember watching you and Alex talking about it, and you guys were really high, and I was like, I just don't know, man, with Mansour Delane. And then you were right. You absolutely were right. So, I'm going to go Mansour Delane here. I think he's definitely an option for Kansas City after trading away Trent McDuffie.
All right, so it's time to press the Jeremiah Love button here at 10. Cincinnati Bengals. Caleb Downs feels like, yeah, sure, this is kind of ideal. I think the Bengals have probably the toughest positioning as far as where they're at, because typically the top edge rushers are gone, Styles is gone, and usually Caleb Downs is gone. But if we're going to talk Jeremiah Love falling outside of, or at least going by the Titans, going by Washington, Chase Brown is going into the final year of his rookie deal. I think they believe in the offensive line. They just extended Brown. They brought in, or last year they brought in Fairchild. They brought back Reisner. So I think they might believe in the offensive line. And if there isn't a pass rusher that fits their, I guess, fancy or whatnot for Al Golden, they could go the way of just like, hey, let's just take the best player in the draft. And that's kind of Jeremiah Love. And hey, I'm down to experiment with landing spots for Love. And I I think realistically this could be one. I actually don't even know who do they have backing up Chase Brown nowadays.
They have Samaje Perine still, and Taj Brooks. Yeah, this is not that. But neither of those guys, I think, are keeping you from drafting Jeremiah Lin.
Exactly.
I like it.
Fins up. Good luck.
Fins up. I hope you're cool with this one. I'm taking Caleb Downs, man. I think the slide has got to stop here.
I hate it so much. Oh no.
I listen, dude. That secondary is a disaster right now.
That team right now is a disaster. Yeah. They're probably the worst team next year.
They're going to be in the Arch Manning sweepstakes for sure.
March for Arch.
Yeah, absolutely. Julian Sain maybe too. I don't know how high you are. I love Julian Sain, but listen, man, this team needs help in the secondary, whether or not they take a quarterback next year. So I think Caleb Downs, the fact that he slips into their lap here at number 11, obviously Minkah Fitzpatrick is no longer there. I mean, you get another superstar safety going to Miami right now. Like I said, that whether it be corner or safety, I mean, that secondary is probably the worst in football right now. And you add, in my opinion, by far the best defensive back in this draft and one of the best safeties we've ever seen in the NFL draft, and Caleb Downs. This is almost feels like a dream pick here for Miami.
Yeah, no, the secondary is bad. I was just taking a quick look at it. And because it's bad. Darrell Baker coming in to be a starting corner. It's kind of rough.
Yeah.
Then safeties.
I might go corner later in the first round, man, honestly, or you might too. I mean, like, it's just they need to add multiple players. It's not just like a one player fix for them.
We might need a receiver. I don't know if you've seen our receiving room, but
it's bad. No, they're pretty much the favorite, I think, to be the worst team in football next year. I think so. We'll see.
Yeah, I was kind of floored when we actually pulled the gun on trading Jalen Waddle. I feel so bad for Malik Willis in this transitional year he's going to have. But
I mean, it's finally his chance to be a starter. It's like, here's what we're giving you out here. I mean, how he's probably, I can't imagine it's going to be a great year for next year. But we'll see with him. We'll see.
It's literally sink or swim, and we're going to tie weights to your legs.
Exactly.
So messed up.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So Cowboys fans, they typically hate the Jermod McCoy pick here. I don't. But I'll go in a different direction. Because they're like, Jerry doesn't want to draft injured players. And I'm like, Jerry also said he was all in last year. Like, stop. Let's stop. I don't want to hear it. But man, kind of like defense has just kind of come off the board. That's kind of what they need. You would be kind of settling. I think there's a few okay floor plays here where guys that I think are going to be like, I guess, solid starters, maybe 3-down players, but you kind of question what kind of upside they might bring as a pass rusher. Guys like Keldrick Falk and TJ Parker, I think they're going to be good players. I just don't know how good of players they're going to be. Maybe Akeem Mesidor here, who's just out of his mind, but he's more of a one contract player. I don't know if you send it with the first interior player, defensive interior player here. They just shipped Osa Odigizua for a third, but I mean, they got Quentin Williams and then Kenny Clark. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is kind of a tough pick. And I think I'm about to go in a direction that Cowboy, you know what? Maybe I can send it with Dylan Thieneman here potentially. If you want to stick defense, but I mean, traditionally they just haven't been a team that invests in safety. They just got Jalen Thompson this year. Like, good player, but that's probably the biggest investment they've made in safety in years.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much I buy into that. I know that they just restructured Terrence Steele. Tyler Guyton is still kind of a question mark if he can be the guy. I think I'm gonna pull the Monroe Freeland Button here.
Okay.
Yeah, and best case scenario, he competes for I guess one of those starting spots, or he's a guy that you can use to move off of either of the two, honestly, because just tackles as far as the offensive line, it's been their most inconsistent spot. So, yeah, I guess I'll go with Monroe Freeland and hope to get defense elsewhere. Honestly, best case scenario is they just trade down. They get another day 2 pick because they just got the 3rd for Osa. So that's probably the best case scenario.
Yeah, I'm with that. That actually was a guy I was considering the next pick here, and I'm with you. I think Freeling up probably is more of a late first round player, but he's going to go somewhere in the top 15. I think now in this kind of draft with the way he tested at the combine was unbelievable. It was one of the best combines we've ever seen from a tackle. He was a really good pass blocker this past year. I think there's a lot of work to be had in the run game, but also he's a very young player who was also inexperienced too. So I think as he gets more seasoning, he could get a lot better. So I understand, and I think he is going to be a top 15 or so pick here. So a guy I was considering there for the Rams. I'm between 2 players here. I'm between Spencer Fano, the tackle out of Utah, and Jordan Tyson, the receiver out of Arizona State. This one's tough, man, because I'll go with Fano, who I think obviously there's some maybe not any more length concerns now after we got the updated measurements. Warren McClendon, who actually played really well this past year at right tackle for LA, but he is going into his final year of his rookie deal. He also was this is really 1 year breakout for him. He was a day 3 pick before that. So I don't know if he really trusts him to be the long-term right tackle opposite of Alaric Jackson. So I think Spencer Fano is still worth a shot at right tackle. If you want to kick him aside to guard, he could be a really, really good guard for you as well. He's my personal OT1 in this draft still. So I'm going to go with Spencer Fano here. I did consider Jordan Tyson, considering Devontae Adams is entering the last year of his deal, and they really don't have that much else outside of course, Puka Nacua outside of that too. So I did consider him here, but I'll go Spencer Fano because I do think it's going to be somewhere around a top 10 or 15 pick in the draft.
Yeah, I agree with that because they, like you said, they could make this play for the future. They've kind of already invested going pretty hard into next year via free agency. Just looking at the corner tandem at KC and being like, we'll take that. Yeah. It's just kind of wild, but
yeah. They fixed it, man. They got you get an all-pro player like that. I mean, Trent McDuffie, it's I was, every mock draft we did, I was like, oh, corner for the Rams. And now it's like, I got Trent McDuffie now. You can kind of look elsewhere. So that's why the great teams stay great, honestly.
Yeah, they can literally do whatever they want. And with this pick, I know a lot of people I'm going to butcher the name because I've heard 20 different pronunciations. I've seen a lot of people go with Ione.
I think it's Ioane.
Ioane? Son of a gun, dude.
I think it's Venga Ioane. Yeah. I think that's how you pronounce it. So,
yeah, I know he's a popular mock spot here, but again, I like experimenting with possibilities. This is a team that just lost Isaiah Likely and Charlie Collier. They brought back Mark Andrews. I think it's kind of fun to get Kenyon Sadiq if they wanted to go with a pass catcher, but maybe not necessarily a wide receiver, but someone that could come in and just kind of be like Isaiah Likely, work in the slot or work in line. I mean, I'm running out of new destinations for Kenyon Sadiq. So I think I'm going to go with him here to help out Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, it makes sense. They got to add more talent on that offense, whether it be receiver. I think the interior offensive line needs a lot of work now with Linderbaum leaving too. So I think a guard and even center, you can argue, with Linderbaum gone. So but Kenyon Sadiq, man, he's a guy that is probably going to go pretty high in the draft and a lot higher than people might think because of how well he tested and kind of the freak athlete we've seen at tight end recently. So I think this is certainly around the range where I expect Sadiq to be drafted. So I have the Buccaneers. That was actually Kenyon Sadiq's spot was Tampa Bay up here. They're certainly a team that could look at someone like him. It's tough because I really want to get a linebacker considering, Levante David is not getting any younger, but I don't know if there's one I would take here.
They brought in the legend Anzalone.
That's true. That is true. That's very true.
Most middle linebackers.
I might go. Oh man. I might go edge rusher here now that Kenyon Sadiq is off the board because he was a guy I was eyeing with this pick. I don't think Tampa Bay fans are going to love this one, considering I don't think any fan I've seen be happy with this guy in a mock. But I do think he's going somewhere in the top 20, even if I wouldn't take him this high. That's Keldrick Falk, the edge rusher out of Auburn. I think he's an unreal run defender. He's a fantastic run defender. The issue is he's really raw as a pass rusher. Now, obviously, Auburn did play him a lot more on the interior this year, which kind of hurt his numbers. But even the year before, I mean, he's been 150th in pass rush win rate in each of the last 2 years. And so when you're saying a guy going in the top 20 of those kind of numbers, it's not great. He is a really toolsy player, and maybe he can get a lot better there. But I think Tampa Bay, their issues on the defensive line this past year were more with the run defense, I thought, than the pass rushing. And Keldrick Falk would help that out that a lot. So I think he'll probably be a guy I look at here for Tampa Bay. Again, I don't love the pass rushing production. He wouldn't be a guy I'd take this high in the draft. But if this is what we think will happen in the draft, I do think Keldrick Falk is probably a top 20 pick when the actual draft rolls around.
Yeah, I kind of echo that sentiment. I mean, he's the youngest player in this draft?
Yeah.
Like 20? Oh, it's ridiculous. Man, New York Jets. So this is a prime spot for wide receiver. It's also MetLife Stadium. And Jordan Tyson kind of coming off the hamstring issues this year. And I don't know. I can't recall. I haven't looked into it if it's the same leg that he had the ACL injury on in Colorado. So I don't know what that does for his draft stock. Insane bench, though. I think he had like 26 reps. That's wild. I am going to stick with wide receiver. I'm going to go with my guy. I'm a sucker for yak. If baby got yak, then I'm all about that. I'm going to go with Omar Cooper. He's been getting a lot more love nowadays. I've been seeing the praises of Omar Cooper since, I want to say, early December, man. I did a mock with Bengal where I took him in the first round. Bengal was like, oh, wow, that's really high. And I'm like, not to me. And now it's not high enough, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, dude was fantastic this past season for Indiana. It's hard to say. You could argue he was the best pass catcher there, but like Backer's going to be really nice in next year's draft. They had Surratt, but what he can do after the catch, I think he was really good at the catch point, just going up and get it. I mean, that was best evident in the go ahead touchdown versus Penn State. Dude's just a baller, man. And get that guy that can play next to Garrett Wilson, because he has yet to have a running mate in New York.
Yeah, they need a receiver, whether it be Cooper, Tyson. I love Denzel Boston too. Yeah. Someone. I like Cooper a lot, though, and it does seem like he's going to be a first-round pick now. It's just crazy looking back at that Indiana team this past year, and there were times where Omar Cooper in that playoff run, he was like the number 3 receiver sometimes for that team with Surratt, and then the guy next year, Charlie Becker, who was really flashed down the stretch for the Hoosiers. So it's crazy the amount of depth they had in that receiver room. But I'm with you. I think Cooper is going to get drafted higher than Surratt because Surratt kind of lacks a top-end speed that Cooper does seem to have a little bit. But he's an all-around player, man. I'm with you. He's just really good at everything. When we were going over our scouting reports for receivers in our video, it was hard to find many weaknesses for Omar Cooper, honestly, the way he played this year.
Yeah, exactly. And just to mention, this is probably now we're in at least Ty Simpson discussion area.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious. I'm curious to see where he ends up going in the actual draft. But yeah, I mean, people are going to start talking about him here at 16, I think, at the earliest. I'm hoping. I'm now glad that Miami's no longer in that discussion, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as I know.
I'm with you, dude. I think people kind of underestimate how much teams get desperate when their jobs are on the line. Like you think about, everyone thinks about it from like, oh, this is the right way to build a team. That might be true, that it's worth waiting until next year and grabbing a quarterback next year. But here's the thing. If you're Aaron Glenn sitting in that room, you're thinking, man, if we suck this year, I'm not going to be here to draft a quarterback next year. Right. So at least I think that is an underestimated part of it, is that Aaron Glenn would be sitting there and saying, hey, I could draft this kid right now. And at least even if we are 3-14 next year, at least I can go to ownership and say, hey, at least give me time to develop or help develop this kid, whoever my offensive coordinator is going to be. Let me have time with him. Whereas if you don't draft a quarterback and you have nothing at quarterback going into next year, there's nothing really to hang your hat on for the future, right? So I think that is definitely a talking point that people are really talking about enough, is that the desperation plays a part in those war rooms.
We shall see.
Right.
I feel like Geno Smith at least gives Aaron Glenn a fighting chance.
Somewhat. Yeah, exactly. We'll see. All right. I have the Detroit Lions here. It's tough because I mean, with Freeling off the board, Fano's off the board, obviously Malingo off the board a lot earlier. I'll probably, what I'm going to do here, I'm probably going to take a guy that I'm really high on and think should be in that discussion with at least Malingo and Fano, because I am a little bit lower on Freeling, but I think for them it will be taken higher. I still like Caden Proctor a lot, man. And I get it. I think he's got some movement concerns in terms of his pass sets that I think might have him kick inside the guard. But at least if he keeps losing weight and gets down to like 340, I mean, he moves really well at that size already. And I thought he really put together his tools really well this past year at Alabama. And I thought he was one of the better tackles that we had in the entire country this past year. So I think, when discussing this draft and the top of the offensive tackle class, everyone's talking about Malingo and Fano, and deservingly so, but I would put Proctor really up there with those guys too. So I would take Proctor here at 17, might be a little bit earlier than most people would have him, but I think he's well worth the pick here for Detroit, who obviously need help at left tackle now with the whole Taylor Decker situation. So I'll take him here at 17, and you get an offensive tackle duo of Penei Sewell and Caden Proctor. It's a pretty exciting one in my opinion.
Yeah, Proctor's, at least as far as his ranges when it comes to mock drafts, it's a wild range. Personally, I hate tall guards. I hate them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, send this guy a tackle and see if it can work, man.
There's too weight, honestly. He's too big, right? I don't know why Alabama has these guys balloon up to. He was like playing at 370 at one point. Like, what is the point of this, man?
Dude, Tyler Booker last year was like 350.
Yeah,
these guys are just mammoths. Yeah. And so the Vikings pick, I might just go chalk. Or you could take the first DT here. But there's a lot of questions with that, with Peter Woods, Caleb Banks. I like Christian Miller quite a lot. Might not have the ceiling of those guys. I'm curious to see how he tests. He came in pretty big at the combine at 321 and 33-inch arms. I think I'm probably just going to go with Dylan Thiemann, though. He's just being talked about now as going as high as even at 10 to the Cincinnati Bengals. Dude's an insane athlete, not just testing wise, but even when you watch them, they are kind of missing that ball hawk ever since Cameron Bynum left. So yeah, let's send it with Dylan Thiemann, a pick no one saw coming.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, Dylan Thiemann seems like he's the kind of the chalky pick now for Minnesota, but I'm with you, man. Just what he's been doing throughout his career, really at Purdue, being used as kind of like a center fielder, single high safety. Weird year for him as a sophomore, but honestly, I blame Purdue more than him for that, because it was a disaster. I mean, that whole Purdue team was a disaster in 2024.
They've been a disaster.
They've been a disaster, yeah, obviously. And then transferring to Oregon and just what he did this year. I thought he was the best safety in the country this year, honestly, at Oregon.
He was great.
It was pretty awesome. So I'm with you, man. He's well worth a first-round pick, and probably one of 3 safeties that we might see go in the first round, which is a pretty insane number considering the recent run of safeties that we've had in years past. So I'm up now with the Carolina Panthers. Some interesting way that I could go here.
Side note, very good. I think they've had a decently solid offseason. Some people might roll their eyes with the amount of guaranteed money they gave Jalen Phillips, but golly, that team was so thirsty for pass rush. I get it. I feel it.
No, I'm with you. I think they've had a pretty decent offseason, which kind of sucks in these mock drafts because you kind of want like, oh, they need this so badly. It makes my job a lot easier when I'm drafting for them. But it's like, oh, screw it. I don't know what to do now. There's a few ways I can go here. I still think, they got Devin Lloyd coming in there. Trevor Walsh is there.
Rasheed Walker playing left.
Yeah, exactly. Like that would have been, left tackle would have been an option. But I mean, you got a Kemakwanu, which we'll see with his injury, and then obviously Rasheed Walker if he can't go out there too. Dylan Thiemann would have been a really, really fun player here for them. Man, this is tough. This is actually because there's some players here that I think are still on the board that I don't think will actually be on the board. So I'm trying to like see if I can get them off here. But
That seems to be the draft, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hmm. Like Vanga Ioane is still here. I just don't know if Carolina would take him. I mean, yeah. I'm trying to see what else they kind of need on this defense. Yeah, I might go. You know what? I might go with the first D tackle off the board here. I'll go with Peter Woods, the D tackle out of Clemson, who I know the pre-draft process has not been the best for him with everything, but I still really believe in the player. I know his last year at Clemson wasn't the best for him either, but that might do more with just team scheming around him, I think, than anything else. So I still thought his first 2 years at Clemson were fantastic. I still have him as the number one D tackle in the draft. I think he's probably going to go somewhere outside the top 20, so don't know if he'll actually go number 19 overall right now, but I still think this is a Panthers defense that can use more help alongside Derek Brown on the defensive line. So I'll go with Peter Woods here, the D tackle out of Clemson.
Yeah, it's not even like he had a bad year last year either. Just wasn't, Yeah, I mean that's kind of a testament to Clemson in general. Just felt like there were a lot of mid years. Speaking of Clemson, I think I'm actually going to go with TJ Parker at 20.
Sure.
To the Cowboys. I think he's a great 3-down player that's going to play the run well, and every now and then he's going to have a very good game as a pass rusher. Maybe he figures it out. I think he's got a good plethora of pass rush moves. It's just, man, it just doesn't always like work out all the time. Occasionally you'll get the Louisville game, or you'll get just him being like goose egged as a pass rusher, nullified. If you could find that consistency with him, that would be awesome. He brings youth, which I also consider Akeem Mesidor here, but I'd be looking to build. Mesidor, I think, is probably more ideal for a team that's like literally has championship emirations, not just, Jerry Jones saying, yeah, no, we're going to make a run for it. It's like, okay, we'll see about that, Jerry. But yeah, I'm just going to build. I always feel like just Parker's just not the sexiest pick for a lot of people. And it's a real shame. He came in the season as edge one for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you. I liked him a lot, man. I thought he actually had a decent year this past year. I think he is a really high floor player. And in this kind of draft, you take those kind of players. Like, if you know what you're getting out of a player, like a TJ Parker's a guy that I know maybe he's not a superstar, but I know he's going to be a really good run defender and then also be a pretty good pass rusher too for me. I mean, he's good at everything. I thought at Clemson, really good power rusher too. So I'm with you, man. I still think TJ Parker's, we just did our edge rankings recently. I think I had him edge 3 in the draft, which might be higher for some people, but I loved what I saw from him at all 3 years at Clemson. So I'm with you. I think he's still well worth maybe not as a top 10 pick like we thought he could be going into the year, but I'm with you. I think he's still a top 20 pick. I think it's definitely deserved for him.
Yeah, I'm not far off. I got him, I think, currently edge 4 for me. So
yeah, makes sense. Oh man.
Ty Simpson landed. I
was gonna say I'm kind of looking at it. Also, like, Vanga Ioane still here. I don't know if
dude, that's
do it.
That's such a sexy pick for him, though. They just signed Rico Dowdle to a 2-year deal.
Yeah. Dowdle and Jalen Warren and whatever Caleb Johnson is for them.
I forgot he was there.
Yeah, dude, everyone forgets he's there. Honestly, it's crazy just how he's been an afterthought so early in his career.
Doesn't feel good to be a Caleb Johnson fantasy or a dynasty.
Yeah. Yeah, Vanga Ioane is still here. I don't know if I'm going to take him here. I'm kind of looking at corner. Joanne Decoy is still here too.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know if Pittsburgh's cornerback room is all that great either.
I'm a Jamil Dean. I'm a big mark. I think he's either really good or really hurt.
Yeah, screw it. I'm not taking corner because I forgot they got Jamel Dean too, who's I think a really good player. Kane Proctor's off the board. Man, I think the more I'm looking at it, I might take Ty Simpson. Yeah, screw it. I'm going to take Ty Simpson. I'm taking Ty Simpson, the Alabama quarterback. I mean, who knows with Aaron Rodgers? It sounds like he will be back for one more year at least. I'd be very surprised if he's not back. I'm going to say that with Mike McCarthy going in as head coach. I think he want to play at least 1 year with this coach that you won a Super Bowl with. His only Super Bowl with. So I think even with Rodgers going back, most likely, I still think Ty Simpson should be on the board here. And Rodgers is 45 years old right now. So I would take Ty Simpson to learn behind Aaron Rodgers, and Pittsburgh just needs a succession plan at quarterback because they drafted Kenny Pickett in the first round that did not work. It just seems like ever since the heyday of Ben Roethlisberger, they've just been kind of patching it together at quarterback with all these veterans. At some point, you got to stop doing that, honestly, and just restart. And I think Ty Simpson would be that, and also be an ideal scenario for him, in that he could sit for a year behind one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and be like a sponge and get as much info from him as he can before he retires, and then take over in year 2 or maybe year 3 if Rodgers really does stick it out for longer than that. But yeah, I think Ty Simpson, this is one of the scenarios where I'll be like, okay, I see why he could be a first round pick, because I think I want Ty to sit for a year. And I think Pittsburgh will be one of the few places that he could actually sit for a year and develop.
Yeah, I'm starting to settle on that being like the landing spot outside of maybe a team like moving into the first round. But even then, it seems like the Jets, I don't feel like they're going to be in on quarterback this year. Cardinals, sure, maybe. I don't know. Get someone to challenge Brissett and Uncle Rico. We'll see.
And I was like considering receiver for Pittsburgh, but it's like, do I really want to add another big weapon in Denzel Boston to go with DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman Jr. and have like the 3 massive receivers out there? But
we still got Jordan Tyson here on the board too.
Oh my God, dude, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah. There's some players we still have here. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm like looking here at like McCoy and Tyson, and I'm here with the Chargers. And like, man, I would love those players, but Ioani's he's the pick for this team. I don't know why they did not go in on the offensive line. They brought in Cole Strange, congratulations, Dolphins legend Cole Strange, awesome, perfect. Might as well bring in Liam Eichenberg while they're at it. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Penn State guard here. They have the backs. They just need the interior. They bring in Biotish. They need guard help. So it's just too perfect.
This is a dream pick for LA. I don't think he's going to be there on draft night, but I mean, you brought in Tyler Biotish, who is good at center, and like you said, Cole Strange at least is familiar with Mike McDaniel, their new OC. But I mean, him and Trevor Penning were both not good enough this past year at guard. So they're going to get two great tackles back in Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater, but they need help at guard desperately. I think it's by far their biggest need right now. And the fact that you get Venga Ioane here at 22, I think it's a perfect pick here for Los Angeles. I think it's well done there. All right, Philadelphia here at 23. There's some ways I can go here. I'm going to screw it. I'm taking Jordan Tyson. It seems like the whole AJ Brown situation, have no idea what's going to go on with that. Maybe they will end up trading him. If they do, I mean, you got Devontae Smith, who's a really good player, but you need more outside of that. So even with if AJ Brown stays, you could still, that trio of Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, and Jordan Tyson would be pretty disgusting. So hopefully the injuries check out for him, because I think he's well worth a top 15 pick if he's good. Unfortunately, we're not privy to that information. So I know they got Hollywood Brown in there, but I think, if it could be a nice speedy number 4 receiver for you, that'd be ideal. So yeah, I'm going to go with Jordan Tyson here. I just think that the slide has got to stop for Tyson at some point. So I'm taking him here at 23.
Yeah, I'm glad you did, because if he was still on the board and I'm picking at 24 and I took Carnell Tate at 6, I'm like, man, I should have just took a tackle there. But still, like I sit here at this pick, and ideally I would like a tackle. Caleb Lomu's like the first guy to come to mind. He's young. He can increase that power profile. I think he's pretty well put together. I think if he stayed another year, he'd probably be in that top 10, top 15 discussion for 2027. But then again, 2027 is going to be just so stacked. I am literally just foaming at the mouth,
dude,
to watch over this summer. I'm so excited, but that's next year. That's fine. I think Jermon McCoy is probably the best pick here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's kind of easy. Maybe they move on from Denzel Ward in the future. They brought in Tyson Campbell there at the trade deadline. I mean, yeah, it's just he's kind of McCoy's the best player on the board. If you don't want to, you don't have to start him now. I imagine he should be good to go. We'll see at his pro day, but I mean, he's going to be able to compete, and then that kind of allows them to, I don't know, move Denzel Ward, maybe get some premium draft capital for next year.
Yeah, I'm with that. I mean, him or Caleb Lomu, if you want to take a tackle, I think he's probably got to go somewhere around this range too. But yeah, I mean, Jamal McCoy just seems like the value is so good right here. So I know it seems weird for the Browns, who had a great defense and a horrible offense, to spend one of their first round picks on defense. But I get it, man, with Denzel Ward and Tyson Campbell there. But I do like the player a lot, and I think he's worth a top 15 pick at least in the draft. So I think here at 24, it almost feels like too good value to pass up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new coaching staff, new DC. Schwartz. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying Schwartz did all the heavy lifting. Myles Garrett is there, for goodness sake, but it'll be interesting to see the regression from that defense, if there is one.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with that. So, all right, Jamal McCoy going there. I'm up here with the Chicago Bears. This is interesting. I got a few. I really think they got to improve it defensive line, because I do think they did a pretty good job adding, Devin Bush to the linebacker. But yeah, I think the tackle is still got to improve right now. Safety is also an area. So maybe Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, I think it's been a popular pick for them recently. That could be something I look at too. But whether it be D tackle or safety, I feel like I got to just improve in one of those areas right now. So, you know what, I might go. Let me see what their depth chart looks like again, because I think I'm kind of between those two players right now. I think Cam Lewis and Kobe Bryant. I think I might go with Caleb Banks here, the D tackle out of Florida, who had a big Senior Bowl week. Obviously, there's the foot injury is concerning, but I still think he goes somewhere in the first round. The Bears did not have anything at D tackle this past year with Dexter and Grady Jarrett. So I'll go Caleb Banks here, and you're just banking on the upside with him, and hopefully he turns out to be a pretty good player.
Oh, what a pun there.
Exactly. There you go. I didn't even intend that.
Oh, geez. Buffalo Bills. Ooh, man, fascinating place we find ourselves in, because I think I like edge for this pick. I know they brought in Chubb, gave him a nice contract. They have Rousseau, but you can never have too much pass rush, so that's definitely in the back of my mind. Currently, their linebacker situation it's something. It's Terrell Bernard. That's about it. Dorian Williams, I liked coming out of Tulane. I haven't liked him so much when on the field for Buffalo, so he's probably more of a depth guy anyway, but does linebacker feel good here? I don't know, man. I will say this next tier of linebackers I like so much at the beginning of round 2.
Yeah.
But I mean, here at the back end of the first round, you take those guys. You take, if they're in the 30s, 40s, for you on your big board. They don't have a second round pick.
Mm-hmm.
So at kind of, I guess linebacker kind of does feel like the move to go ahead and send it, unless you trust, because they're when's their next pick? Would be 91, but you could still get good linebacker talent at.
Yeah, it's pretty good class. I mean, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, I think, was a guy that could fix that safety spot. But I'm with you. I think linebacker or safety, something like that in the defense, I think is probably where I go to.
Oh yeah, you don't like the idea of C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Geno Stone playing next to Cole Bishop?
Yeah, no, there's I think safety's probably a spot I'd be looking at. But yeah. No, it's somewhere in the middle of that defense, man. It seems like they need more help there. So,
yeah.
I get it. Linebacker. That was a pretty big need, though.
Yeah. Golly, I do I do like the idea of Jacob Rodriguez sneaking into the first round, but
rule. I have no problem with that, man.
Yeah, I mean, he just has such a studded year. I don't have him this high. He's in my top 50, but I don't have him this high. So it's like, you can go with CJ Allen and kind of hope the coverage ability gets better. I thought he was better than the grade in coverage. I mean, I'm not saying it was like a radical difference. I'm not saying he's like great in coverage, but I thought at least he made some splash plays here and there. Yeah, but I mean, if we're talking splash plays, Jacob Rodriguez is splash plays. I'm going to go with Jacob Rodriguez. I'm going to send that.
Oh, yeah. Not wrong with that. I mean, I think he had the highest graded year we've ever given a power 4 linebacker. He just was.
It was insane.
Truly one of the best years I've ever seen a linebacker have. And then, the reason why we're like, okay, yeah, it was a historic year at linebacker. And yeah, he was a Heisman candidate at linebacker, which is crazy. But he's not that athletic. And he goes out of the combine and tests out.
Dude, you want to talk about having to go back to the tape just to kind of confirm something?
I was like, you know what are we talking about now? Like, what's the reasons why he's not a borderline first round pick now? So I have no qualms with him going in the first round.
I'm curious. Did he do the agility drills? He did, and they were really good. Because I mean, I thought he was much faster in pursuit than he was just like I guess changing direction and just general like lateral ability, but I don't know. Tested says otherwise.
Yeah,
that's puzzling, man.
He's probably the biggest winner. I mean, there are better combines for sure, but he was probably the biggest winner from the combine this year, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%. Very good at the Senior Bowl as well.
Yeah, just unreal. I think 7 forced fumbles he had this year, just an outrageous number. He's one of the best years we've ever seen a linebacker have.
There's an outrageous
on defense, crazy.
Yeah, there's an outrageous number of like forced fumbles for like you have Emmanuel McNeil Warren. I think he has 16 over his career. I think if you go back a year ago with Avion Terrell, he had 4 or 5. Yeah, it's kind of a weird hey, some of these guys. Forced fumbles can be luck sometimes, but when you're doing it that much,
yeah. No, exactly, man. All right, what am I? San Francisco right now. So I'm gonna run this card in. I'm taking Akeem Azador, the edge rusher out of Miami. I get it. They've added Mykel Williams in the draft, and they're trying. They have Nick Bosa already, but both those guys are coming off injuries. Bosa's coming off so many injuries in his career, unfortunately. Regardless, Mykel, even when he was on the field, didn't look great. I just think this is probably the worst defensive line that we had in football last year. Obviously, injuries played a part in that. Even so, I think getting a guy like Akeem Azador, who I think is a great value here, you could argue he's the best player left on the board overall. I think it's too good to pass up here for a 49ers team that needs help in the defensive line, even with all the additions they made through the draft in recent years. So, great run defender, great pass rusher. I get he's on the older side. As a 6th-year player, but he and Ruben Bain were unbelievable this year for Miami. It wasn't just the Ruben Bain show for Miami. It was Akeem Azador was also, I would argue, top 4 or 5 edge rusher in the country this past year. So the age is a question mark, which is why he's going this low in the draft. But I mean, again, in this kind of draft where you have a good football player, you take the good football player. So it's not like it's a loaded draft where you can take the upside swing on other guys. Yeah. I would take the high floor player here in Akeem Azador for a 49ers defense that frankly needs a floor right now because it has been the defensive line has been a huge issue for them recently.
Yeah, Azador was actually in consideration for my Buffalo pick. It's just, man, they spent money on Chubb, and if I'm getting Azador, I want him to be playing 500 or more snaps year after year for me.
Yeah.
And Houston, I think I'm just going to send this one in. It sounds like I feel like I guess I'm higher on him than the consensus. I think this is a team year after year. I'm begging them to just do something with their defensive interior spot. I'm going to go with Christian Miller because I do think there was some upside there. He's a cat that I think turned on at the second half of the season. Like you go to the Ole Miss game in the regular season, And that's when Georgia's pass rush came alive. I felt they were a completely different animal in the second half of the season. And I think a large part of that was Christian Miller.
Dude, I'm with that. I think I had him. Did I have him DT2? I think I might have behind Peter Woods.
Yeah, I got him at Woods like this. So
yeah, dude, I'm with you. I think Christian Miller is one of the most underrated players right now in the draft. He is unreal. I think he's one of the best run defenders in the class. He's better as a pass rusher than you'd expect, honestly. That's why I had him a little bit above Caden McDonald, who I think doesn't really give you anything as a pass rusher, even though he's a great run defender. Yeah. I love Christian Miller. I think I would take him somewhere in the first round too. I think he's a really, really good player. All right, Kansas City here at 28. So I took Mansour Delane earlier, or sorry, 29. I took Mansour Delane earlier. Now you look at Kansas City, took a corner already. Now I can look at them and start looking at maybe the defensive line, maybe wide receiver as probably actually where I'm going to start looking for them right now. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take Denzel Boston, the receiver out of Washington.
I was kind of eyeing it for the Dolphins. So.
Dude, I love Denzel Boston, man. I'm pretty high on him actually in this draft. He's probably going to be like a top 20-ish player for me, but and much needed size they need in that room right now too. With obviously Rashee Rice, we'll see what goes on with him, and Xavier Worthy and Tyquan Thornton. I mean, they need size in that receiver room right now. So I think Denzel Boston would provide that. And like I said, I'm very high on him. I think he's worth a pick much higher than this. So if the Chiefs come out of this draft with Mansour Delane and Denzel Boston, they're probably going to be pretty thrilled with how the first round went for them.
Yeah. I was already eyeing my Jalen Tolbert replacement, so don't get that. Dolphins, their next pick is because I think I'm gonna forego wide receiver at this selection. Just, I mean, I like KC Recepcion. Awesome nickname. I love that nickname.
That's good.
For a guy that has drop problems, that's also kind of an ironic nickname. But I think I am gonna forego that and just take a good player in. I mean, to be fair, I have KC Concepcion and Arvell Reese very close to one another. Arvell Reese, whether it's inside or outside, for the Dolphins, yes, they need that. So we're just gonna go ahead radically, hopefully, change the outlook of that secondary, which wasn't great last year. Maybe they bring back Rasul Douglas. Douglas, go to a team that could win, bro. What are we doing? But I'll go with Arvell Reese. Came in much longer than I expected too. I think he had like 31-inch arms.
Who'd you take here at 31 for the?
I'm gonna go Arvell Reese. Oh, 30. Sorry,
wait, Arvell Reese.
Did I say Arvell Reese? Oh my gosh, Avion Terrell. Golly, dude.
For a second I was like, wait, oh my god, did we leave Arvell Reese on the board until 30?
Can you imagine? I
was like, oh, that was my bad. Okay.
You record enough. A lot of these names blend together. I think in my last video, Akeem Mesidor and Mansour Delane were the same person.
Dude, I do it all the time. Don't worry about it. I was more worried that we left him on the board until 30. And I was like, man, I know I'm low on Arvell Reese, but I don't know. I think your comment section would probably blow up if we left him on the board till 30 overall. Be like, oh, this is just not really
just for my Dolphins.
Exactly, yeah. Dude, I love it though. Dude, Caleb Downs, Avion Terrell. We mentioned before the Caleb Downs pick that you need multiple players to fix that secondary. You get those two right there. I think you go a long way in fixing that secondary. So I love that pick there for Miami. All right, I got the division rival now, the New England Patriots here at number 31. I think I can use help at D-line a little bit. I'm going to see who's available here at D-line. Parker's off the board. That would be a great pick for them. Banks is off the board. A lot of the edge rushers are off the board. You know what? I think let's do a fun one. For a team that very clearly does not care about arm length with Will Campbell, let's take another guy that has some arm length concerns, and Cassius Howell here, the edge rusher out of Texas A&M, who unreal pass rusher, 3 straight 90-plus pass rush grades from us here at PFF. But there are significant arm length concerns. I think he actually has the second shortest arms ever, and the shortest was Caden Curry, who's also in this draft, probably a day 3 player from Ohio State. But obviously, listen, New England took a left tackle and Will Campbell that had arm length concerns. And I know the Super Bowl wasn't great and the playoff run wasn't great, but I think overall it was a pretty good year for Will Campbell. I think getting hated on a little bit too much right now. I'll take Cassius Howell here for another guy who has short arms. And I'll take him here for the Patriots.
Yeah, he's I'm a sucker for guys that used to play at Bowling Green. I don't know why. I think it was just a team always used back in the day when in NCAA. Mm-hmm. So whenever I see Bowling Green player, I'm like, oh boy. But dude, yeah, no, he's unreal. It's just he's such an outlier.
Yeah,
and I don't know how many outliers I have to be in on when it comes to like my top like 30.
Yeah, I get it, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting draft. Man, Seahawks, this just feels like it has to be corner, right? With what they did. I guess you could go pass rush as well, losing Boye Mafe. They didn't really do anything in free agency, given that they're now handing out contracts. So
Kobe Bryant gone, right? So they can go Emmanuel McNeil Warren here too. I didn't think about that. He's still on the board.
Yeah, they what is it? Ty Okada or whatever.
Okada and Julian Love are the two safeties right now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Okada actually played relatively all right. They brought in what was he from Harvard? Rodney Thomas. He was an Ivy League schooler. Mm-hmm. But actually Emmanuel McNeil Warren would be fun.
Oh, Yale.
Here.
Yeah, he was Yale. Yeah.
Yale. So close. Actually, I think in general, doesn't Yale probably produces more NFL talent than Harvard?
Yeah, probably.
Because I mean, you had Jaguars linebacker,
right? Didn't Amagaji was Yale?
Yeah, he was Yale. You had, was it Alusakun or the Jags linebacker?
Yeah, only Harvard. I'm trying to think of more Harvard. One of my buddies from high school.
Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. My buddy from high school punted at Harvard for a little bit, and then he actually transferred to Notre Dame and did it. But that's it. I can't really think of any other Harvard players right now. I'm just off the top of my head.
Hey, maybe TCU quarterback. What was it, Craig?
That's right, Jaden Craig, dude. Yeah, he's actually a fun player. We'll see what he can do next year for the Horned Frogs. But
I haven't watched him yet, so I'm like, can't wait.
Big arm. He's got a big arm. It would be fun next year replacing Josh Hoover, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's insane when it comes to the amount of quarterbacks I already have on my watch list. Running backs too. Oh my gosh.
That's a good group.
Yeah, if I'm not thinking about drafting a running back in this year's class. I already have like 50 on and I'm not gonna be able to get to those guys over the summer, but golly, it's gonna be insane.
I don't think it's a Jeremiah Love in next year's draft, but like Ahmad Hurry, Keywan Lacey. I mean, I love Caleb Hawkins is not eligible until 2028 because he's only a true freshman, but he was really good at North Texas this year. But yeah, Ahmad Hardy and Keywan Lacey, they seem like the top two for next year's draft for sure.
Now you got the Oklahoma State Mean Green. Watch out.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. Just the whole team. They're going to be the most improved team in the country next year. They're going to be fun. Are you on McNeil Warren here for Seattle or?
I think I'm leaning. I think I'm probably gonna lean corner actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I could start that next tier corner. There's a bevy of guys that I think could go here. I think the two I'm probably gonna narrow down. Well, maybe three. I think you make a case for like Brandon Cisse, who's already coming from. They played a lot of quarters at South Carolina. Colton Hood, I seem to be a little bit lower on than the general consensus. I think he's a good player. It's just I like him better day two. And then Chris Johnson, who honestly the only thing I'm really worried about with him is just the physicality. And not saying he's not physical, but I feel he gets out physicaled a lot. I mean, I thought that was pretty apparent when you had was it John Carroll legend Tyron Montgomery just moss him in the end zone at the Senior Bowl. I think I'm gonna go with Cisse.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Just check in to make sure because he ended up running recently. The numbers were solid. 4.40. Cool. Love it. jumped out of the gym. Want to see it. And really, like the only game that was kind of a hiccup was A&M, which, I mean, dude, they had some dogs there, but even going to watch the game, I felt like some of the big plays he gave up were, well, that was well covered. It was just good pass, and Concepcion made a good catch, or there was this like long running catch that I think actually knocked him out of the game because he got laid out by his own player, which is just hilarious. But now that we know in hindsight he is A-okay, but golly, dude, yeah, I think it was like a 67-yard just running catch, just terrible. It was a horrible third. I think that was that third quarter, that legendary third quarter. Golly.
I don't hate it, man. I think CC's a good player. I liked him a lot in South Carolina this past year. I think he could sneak into the first round. And I think Seattle makes a good scheme fit for them too. So it's a good way to wrap up the first round right there. All right, so I have the Jets. So we took Omar Cooper, we took Arvell Reese, Ty Simpson's off the board.
Hey, there's always a Garrett Nussmeier out there.
There is. I could pull it at 33. I don't think many Jets fans would be happy with me on that one. I got Minka Fitzpatrick and Malachi Moore, and I kind of want to see what Malachi Moore can be for them.
Yeah,
that cornerback room is rough, man. Nashawn Wright, Brandon Stevens. You got Azareye'h Thomas too. I just think they got to add more at corner. I'll go with the. I need D tackle or no? I got Devontae Sweat. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the other corner that you didn't take here. I'm gonna take Colton Hood, the corner out of Tennessee, who I thought did a really good job replacing Jerron McCoy this year as the number one corner for them. And I think that the Jets just need help at corner. I think they really, after trading away Sauce Gardner, there's a glaring need at corner right now for the Jets. So I'll take Colton Hood here, the corner out of Tennessee, who I think is worth somewhere around this range in the second round.
Yeah, totally. Oh man, Arizona Cardinals. I could say what I want to do, and what I want to do is KC Concepcion.
Good.
Just because Greg Dortch is now with Detroit off to greener pastures. Just get that nice speedy-ish vertical threat. Also has some good yak ability, return ability. But I think I really want to start going in on the pass rush because they really don't have a Robin, at least, to the Batman that is Josh Sweat. Question is, who would that Robin be for me? And I like Zion Young a lot. I think he brings a high floor as a run defender. Going into the summer, I thought that's all kind of he was. And then he just decided to be sudden and twitchy as a pass rusher this year and just kind of defied my expectations for him as a pass rusher. And went off during the Senior Bowl week. Had a solid Senior Bowl week, and I thought the game was just really, really phenomenal for him. And I mean, hat tip to him, man. Just saying, nah, I'm gonna play in the game. I want to go in there and just wreak havoc. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Zion Young. I know they went with Darius Robinson, another Mizzou player, and it hasn't worked out initially. But hey, dude, we're not helmet scouting out here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm with you. I think he's worth this pick, dude. He's a psychopath. I mean, just the trash talk that you heard from him at the Senior Bowl, the trash talk you heard from him during games this year too, and he just is relentless, man. I think that's the word I use to describe Zion Young. It's just really cool to see him improve year after year. And like I said, there's a lot of times you forget sometimes that you're drafting human beings as well. And I know there's some off-field issues with Zion Young. You got to get cleaned up with him and check out with him, but as a football player on the field, he is relentless. You'll never have to worry about his motor. So I think that's a pretty fun pick there for Arizona. I think Tennessee, this is a pretty easy pick for me. I'm going to run the card in for KC Concepcion. I think obviously this is a Titans team that wants to build around Cam Ward. I completely understand taking an edge rusher at number 4 overall because they need help at edge rusher. That's probably where I would have done too at number 4. But I mean, after that, you'd be hard pressed to sell Titans fans on not helping Cam Ward out with at least the number 36 overall pick. So if you have a guy like Casey Concepcion fall to you, who I think is probably going to go somewhere in the first round of the draft, if he falls to you in the second round, I'm pretty sure this is a pick that you almost have to make if you're Tennessee. So I'm going to take Casey Concepcion here and kind of bring a different element to that kind of yak ability that they kind of need at receiver room right now.
Yeah, it's always kind of a good rule of thumb to draft players falling in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, as long as medicals and whatnot check out, players fall for different reasons. But man, yeah, you can't really argue with taking value when it's there. I think I know where I'm going with this selection. I think I'm gonna go with Caleb Lomu to the Raiders.
Love it.
Yeah, Colton Miller. What age season are we heading into with him? But even then, DJ Glaze kind of had a sophomore slump. Maybe they kick him into guard. Oh wow, only 30. I don't know why. I thought he was like 32. Is what it is. But they have Charles Grant there also, who I actually really liked coming out of William and Mary as a project. I think he could probably eventually man up one of the tackle positions. You want to be able to protect Mendoza, your new face that runs the place. You do that by taking Caleb Lomu, who arguably could be and should be a first-round pick.
Yep, I'm with you. I think it's a phenomenal pick right there too. I think Raiders fans would be very, very happy if they end up getting a hopeful franchise quarterback and a hopeful franchise left or right tackle, depending on what they do with Colton Miller too. So yeah, I'm with you, man. Caleb Lomu, probably a first-round pick, probably a top 25 pick. Falls here 36. I think it's a great pick. For New York, I'm pretty sure I want to take another guy that probably fell out of the first round, even though he probably won't go. He probably will go in the first round, I should say. For the Giants here, I'm taking Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. I know I just think this is really good value. I know there's other needs for New York right now that they could definitely take, but you have Tyler Nubin and Javon Holland, but I still think they could use help at safety. So I'm going to go with Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, the safety out of Toledo. I just think he's too good of a football player to keep letting drop in this mock draft. And I thought both Holland and Nubin really struggled this past year. Even if one of them improves, you still might haven't needed the other safety spot. I think Holland might get a little bit better. I don't know if Nubin going into year 3 now, how good he actually will be, considering he's been just an okay player overall in his career. I think Emmanuel McNeil-Warren will be a phenomenal pick here for New York. Again, it's not a need they desperately have right now, like some other positions. I know a lot of people probably want a receiver for New York right here, but I still think this is too good a value to pass up.
Yeah. Houston Texans. I like how this has fallen for me thus far. Because I feel like I could take I feel like the word project player is a bit of an overstatement or understatement. No, it's overstatement with Max Ihanachor. I know there were flashes, there were ups and downs during the Senior Bowl week, but that game was, golly, he was utterly phenomenal. You don't have to start him right away here for the Texans. They have Braden Smith and Trent Brown there manning up the right tackle spot, whatever way they go. I think the Texans quietly, since trading Titus Howard, have done a good job kind of reassembling that offensive line. They bring it in, as I mentioned, Braden Smith, but also they bring in like Wyatt Teller, which I was like, oh, let's go. There we go. But yeah, I think you can make this pick for the future and not necessarily the now.
Yeah, I'm with you. So who was it again? Sorry, I just cut out.
Max Ihanachor.
I like it. Yeah, I think he's a fun player. I think he's got a really good Senior Bowl week too.
Yeah,
so.
Freak. People talk. You could talk about him like, he's learning football and it's not. He's a bit of a project. He's not as much as a project as people make it out to be. It's not like last year we had Issa Pohl out of Washington State, who utter project, like one physical athlete, but utter project.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm actually going to go back-to-back tackle here because we passed it up in the first round for Cleveland. I think Blake Miller here probably going to be a first-round pick in the draft. I think he's a really good player. I mean, he's a 4-year starter at right tackle for Clemson, which is nuts. And he's a really good athlete too. I think he's a day one starter, and for a Browns team that you can use day one starters right now, this is definitely a pick that they should make. So we'll see how they shuffle the offensive line right now, because I do think DeJuan Jones is probably the weak link that you probably want out of the starting lineup. So we'll see how they kind of shuffle, because I think Blake Miller having to play left tackle maybe would be a challenge for him in his rookie year. But again, this is not a Browns team that's looking to compete right now. And again, I think they need to, if they don't take a first-round tackle, they definitely need to address it somewhere in the second round probably. So I think getting a first-round caliber tackle here at the second round is probably a great scenario here for Cleveland.
Oh, yeah. No, I think that worked out fantastic. I feel a lot better about my Jermon McCoy pick then. Man, Kansas City. So Kansas City, they've taken Mansour Delane. They've taken Denzel Boston. I would like to see them invest a little bit more on the defensive line. I think that I'm a little bit higher on this player, I believe, than the general consensus. I liked what he did at the Senior Bowl. I thought going into, I guess, the offseason draft process, he was a very good run defender and just kind of a one-note pass rusher. But I feel like maybe we saw a little bit more. But I like Derek Moore out of Michigan.
Love it.
I think with him, because a lot of people like Malachi Lawrence. I like Lawrence. I think Moore's just the better run defender.
Mm-hmm. We did our edge rankings recently. I was shocked at how high I had Derek Moore. I think I had him 5 or 6 or something like that in my edge rankings. I love the player. I think he's, in terms of his pass rushing numbers, has been phenomenal. The tape is great. Got a great bull rush. Yeah. And then you mentioned it's run defender. It still could use some work at times, but he's a powerful player. And
yeah,
I'm a huge fan of Derek Moore, so I have no problem taking him here in the top 40. All right, Cincinnati, who just took Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, they did.
Love that. 10 overall, I don't hate that at all. I mean, I think it's a great pick for them. Now I think Bengals fans are like, okay, we got the fun pick in Jeremiah Love. Now we got to start adding more to this defense right now. So what I'm probably going to do here for Cincinnati, who I think needs help really in the middle of their defense at linebacker, D tackle, and safety. What I'm going to do here is, I believe he's still on the board, right? Yeah, I'm probably going to take, I'm going to take CJ Allen, the linebacker out of Georgia. I think he's just going to go, he might go in the first round of the draft, honestly. So they need help at linebacker. They need help at D tackle. They need help at safety. They need help at edge rusher with Trey Hendrickson gone. So, I think Cincinnati just needs help all over the defense right now. And I don't think there's really, maybe besides corner, I think they're okay at corner. Outside of that, they need help everywhere. So I think Cincinnati right now should just be looking to add talent to that defense and not really care about what position it comes at.
Yeah, I agree. New Orleans Saints. I like how this worked out for me. Do I? No, I don't. Oh, no. I forgot what I did in the first round. I took Mekhi Lemon in the first round because part of me was I was about to just, I'll take Chris Bell. I'm going to reunite freaking Tyler Shuck and Chris Bell.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't know where he ends up landing on day 2, given the injury, but I mean that happened in early November against Miami. Was it against Miami?
Yeah, I thought someone just tweeted out an update on him recently. Let me find it.
Oh, did they? Good. That'll buy me some time to consider my options here for the New Orleans Saints. Oh, yeah, I think I kind of know what I'm doing, actually. Yeah, I'm hoping it's all good with him because he's a guy that has really fun tape.
Jordan Sold said that he is running and jumping and is progressing ahead of schedule, and people think he should be good to go by training camp. So that should be
let's go
fully clear by training camp. That's phenomenal news for Chris Bell, honestly, considering when he got hurt. Because I was thinking it was November, right? So yeah, training camp is really is a really fast timeline for him.
Yeah, I can't remember when specifically was that legendary Carson Beck 4 interception game, but golly, man. I'm so happy to have Manessa this year.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I think for the Saints, I'm actually going to go with Caden McDonald.
Love it.
They currently have Devon Gacho, Dolphins legend, by the way, as kind of manning up being that space eater. They can do better if Caden McDonald, if that ends up being all he is, it's just a big, thick space eater who honestly, can block shed and get after it as a run defender. I forgot how many tackles he had this year, but for like a DT, that's just utterly insane. But there might be some pass rush upside just because of what Ohio State was asking him to be. I think he's got more potential as a pass rusher compared to like Talik Williams, who went in the first round last year, coming out of Ohio State. So dress and defense right there.
No, I think that's the exact pick I would have made too. I think that's a phenomenal pick. I think for New Orleans, who needs help at receiver and D tackle, you get Kane McDonald and Kai Lemon. That's a dream. First 2 rounds of the draft for New Orleans. So I love that pick there for them. All right, your Miami Dolphins up here.
We have
tough.
We have seemingly fixed the secondary now.
yeah. We could go scorched earth and just add another corner. But Chris Johnson, take Chris Johnson here. No, I think maybe I'll defer to you on this one. I'm kind of looking at the defensive line and the offensive line here. Like guys like Lee Hunter stand out to me. Guys like Emmanuel Pregnon, who I'm a huge fan of, they stand out to me too. What do you think Miami? I know that took Kenneth Grant in the first round last year. It was kind of a rough rookie year for him. What do you think for Miami? What do you think should be prioritizing outside of the secondary?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a kind of a bitter pill with considering how often we drafted defensive interior last year.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Jonah Savaiinaea coming into the draft or going into the draft. He was a player I really wanted for the Dolphins. Giving up that 3rd round pick really pissed me off. Chris Greer, just calling guard, dude. That's throwing away picks. Not F those picks. Just not in the cool, fun Rams way.
But man, he was rough this year. I didn't look at his grades. He was the lowest graded guard in the league as a rookie. That's tough.
He finished. I'm not going to say he finished the year strong. He finished the year better.
Sure, yeah.
But I
might go Pregnon, man. Are you cool with that? You like that?
I wouldn't mind Pregnon at all. Like if Achan's the guy we're gonna keep, we better freaking be able to run the ball.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go Emmanuel Pregnon here. I think he was the best guard in college football this past year. Dominant as run blocker and pass blocker. I think he was phenomenal. I would almost consider him in the first round of the draft, honestly, considering this how. Again, this draft class isn't great. So I might Pregnon's almost a first-round caliber player for me. So I loved his tape at Oregon this past year. So, I'll take him here to the Miami Dolphins, who just can really use help at guard, considering how rough Savaiinaea was as a rookie, and Sawyer. Just don't know if he's really starting caliber guard right now. So, I'll take Emmanuel Pregnon here for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I had him. He's in my top 30. He was my current best player on the board if I'm looking at my big board. So I feel that. I think there's actually a fun stretch of guards now here at this point. So it might be something to consider. I don't think I'm going to consider it for the Jets. Jets taking Arvell Reese, Omar Cooper, and Colton Hood, which I suppose I'm going to take a quick look at what Dylan Parham's contract was, at least lengthwise. Let's see. Total. Okay, no. Oh, it was it's structured to be a 2-year deal. Oh, okay. 2 years are voidable. That's what it is. Okay. Interesting. I guess you could consider guard here if you want the depth. Tippmann's been all right. I mean, really, you could just kind of, I guess, close your eyes and just take a good player, take whoever's top skis on your board. Lee Hunter could be a consideration, but I actually think they're pretty all right on the interior after adding Sweat. Mm-hmm. Briggs was kind of fun last year. Let's see.
Yeah, you got Animata still there too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They brought him in. I forgot about that. You go in corner. There's a lot of good corners on the board. Demario Davis is going to be all right for the next year. It may have been a 2-year deal. So, I mean, you could take a guy like Jake Golday, who honestly isn't just a linebacker if you want to have fun and throw him in as kind of a big slot in a sub formation and just call him a Sam linebacker.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you're fully in on Reese's edge then. Because I was going to say you could take another edge rusher.
There's no way I'm taking a guy that's going to be playing linebacker at 2.
I agree with that. I completely, which is why I wouldn't take him at 2 overall, because I think he might be better at linebacker. But
oh, really? Okay, that's interesting because I see the discourse online where it's like people are either firmly in on him as being a better edge than linebacker, and then vice versa.
So obviously, like when I say he's a linebacker, like he's gonna play a lot of edge too.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna use him as like a weapon. I'm not gonna just be like, oh, you're an off-ball Fred Warner linebacker. Like it's not like that. I'm like, but I do think I just don't know if I trust him to be a full-time edge rusher. I'd rather have him kind of be like, split time a little bit between linebacker and edge. Honestly.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think I'll probably go with Golday. Yeah, I'll go with Jake Golday here. But yeah, Arvell Reese is going to be fascinating.
Oh yeah,
it's
I just don't plan for him if you're going to take him.
That's honestly the thing. I don't trust the NFL. They suck when it comes to these tweener types.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. All right. The Baltimore Ravens up here. Okay, this is interesting. Baltimore.
We took Kenyon Sadiq and then just talked all this good stuff about the guards.
Yeah, honestly, dude, let's just take Chase Pasantis here. I wasn't actually as high on him as I thought I would be. I went back and watched his tape, but I do think he's gonna be a top 50 pick in the draft. I'll take him here for Baltimore. He's played left guard at A&M the last couple of years. Actually played right tackle for them a few years ago too. Baltimore with Linderbaum gone. I know he's not going to play center for you, but with Linderbaum gone, they already had to need a guard before that. Interior line is probably their biggest need right now. So I'll take Chase Pasantis here. I think it's probably consensus-wise, he's probably the top interior offensive lineman left on the board, even though I might disagree with that.
Yeah, I like Keelan Rutledge out of Georgia Tech. I think he's a dog. I saw Dane Brugler. He put up where it's like, oh, he's going to be fascinating for a guy that almost had his foot amputated like over a year ago. And I was like, what? Because I knew he missed time in 2024 because of a car accident. I didn't know it was to the point where they were thinking about amputating his foot. That's utterly insane.
Yeah.
But, here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I look at a lot of the players I have here at the top of my board, and none of them kind of align with, I guess, per se, the team needs. I guess you could take a shot on Anthony Hill Jr. and cool. And hope that I don't know. Part of me kind of questions if he has that dog in him. Good athlete, but so I worry sometimes about him taking on blocks. I thought he took a good step up in coverage this year. There were a couple of plays, I can't remember specifically. It was either Georgia or A&M. I think it was A&M, where he just did a good job reading Marcel Reed and just kind of broke on a ball over the middle. He was kind of playing that that hook zone. But yeah, I'll go with Anthony Hill. They need dogs at. Well, yeah, they need guys at linebacker in general.
Yeah,
currently just Anzalone.
Yeah, he's probably the next guy coming off the board at linebacker. Don't think he's worth a first round pick like he was going into the year, but he was a fun player at Texas. He honestly did everything for them as a run defender, pass rusher, and in coverage. In today's day and age of linebacker, that's why I think it's probably the hardest position to play on defense. You got to do everything. Like you got to be able to take on blocks and rush the passer and play in coverage and match tight ends in coverage and tackle really well. It's hard to play linebacker. That's why you don't really see too many star linebackers anymore, really. So I don't know if Anthony Hill will be that, but he at least did everything at Texas at least a decent level for the Longhorns. So I like that pick there for Tampa Bay. All right, so I have Indianapolis up here. They did not have a first round pick, obviously, trading it away for Sauce Gardner. So this is their first pick of the draft. Actually, Anthony Hill would have been actually a great pick here for Indianapolis.
Yeah. I think this is another team that's going to have a rough go at it next year.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, really the middle of that defense, man. Linebacker and safety, they need help. Man, the linebackers are kind of off the board. Josiah Trotter is probably the next one. Just don't know if I'll take him here. What else? They need a receiver. I got Alec Pierce going back, but he's the only guy that Yeah, you only got really produced us for them. That's going back for them next year. So who are the receivers we still have left? Let's see. Yeah, actually, man, this is tough. Maybe I will take our. Actually, no, I'll go Chris. I'll go Chris Brazel here.
Okay.
The wideout out of Tennessee. There are obviously scheme concerns with him coming out of that offense, but I do think he's a pretty good deep threat. So we'll see how he does in Indianapolis, but I think he's probably one of the next receivers off the board here. Good size and speed out of Tennessee, so I'll go with him here for Indianapolis.
Yeah, he just has that Tennessee stink of just wide receivers that haven't worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's Jalen Hyatt. I don't think that's going to be the concern. Atlanta Falcons, this is their first pick. And I think I might go to the edge room just because I don't know what's going to happen with James Pierce.
Yeah.
And
true.
yeah, it's just kind of wonky. That just kind of leaves Jalen Walker and then Azeez Ojulari, if he can be healthy. Sam Ibukim is just kind of a Band-Aid for now. I guess corner also, actually. Getting someone instead of Mike Hughes could be another place to go. I don't think I want to deal with the size concerns of Pons. I love Pons, dog, but probably ends up being a slot in the NFL, and they kind of got that on wrap. I'm a big fan of Keith Abney. I think he can play outside. He came in with 30-inch arms. Bam. It hits a threshold. I'm okay with that. I think he can play in a variety of different schemes. He's a national championship winning roller skater, so sign me up.
All right, Keith Abney, love it. Yeah, the roller skating is unreal for him.
It's insane, dude.
There's some videos out there. I'm like, man, he might be in the wrong career right now, but he is gonna make $1 million playing football, so maybe he's in the right career. But yeah, it's nuts, man. It really is. It was really cool. One of the probably the coolest tidbit I think I've seen for any player in this draft class right now. All right. Minnesota up here. I think this is really easy considering he's still on the board, and I think it's maybe their biggest need. I'm going to go with Lee Hunter, the tackle out of Texas Tech. I think, they need a lot of help in the secondary. We addressed that already with Dylan Thiedemann. I think Lee Hunter, more help in the middle of that defensive line. I think he's probably going to end up being a top 40 pick in the draft. So you get him here. What is it at 49? It's pretty good value for Lee Hunter. So I think they need help at D tackle. And I think Lee Hunter, you can argue Lee Hunter's the best player left on the board right now.
Yeah, no, yeah, he was up there for me. I think he was actually my, I guess BPA player. Oh man, the Detroit Lions. So you went with Proctor in the first round. That makes me want to go to the edge room. Malachi Lawrence would be that next guy for me, but I think Denai Dennis Sutton probably fits more of what they do defensively. Just kind of this bigger, girthy type player that going to play the run well. I think he had a strong offseason process. Combine tested way better than I expected. That always seems to be the case at the combine. So I'm going to go. Actually, yeah, no, I'm going to take the size. Never mind. I'm going to go with Denai Dennis Sutton.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, he seems like a guy that Detroit would be in on too, with the kind of size, and he's kind of decent burst off the ball too. He's been kind of a decent player for Penn State for all 3 of his years. So yeah, I get it. Denai Dennis Sutton going there to the Lions. Carolina Panthers. I took Peter Woods earlier in the draft. I kind of think they need maybe they could use some help at safety. AJ Halsey is still here.
Yeah,
that could be a guy that they look at, because right now, what do they have in their room right now? They have Trayvon Merrick. Yeah, I'm going to go with AJ Halsey here, the safety out of LSU, who has been a really productive player even before his time at LSU. And then obviously exploded this past year and had a great year for the Tigers. So I'll go with AJ Halsey here, who I think will really help in the middle of that Panthers defense.
Nice. So Green Bay Packers, always a fun team to draft for. Not really. Man, I always question what they're going to do with their offensive line because I never know who's playing where. It seems like they're always rotating that. But they traded away Rashawn Gary. Lucas Van Ness is yet to prove he can be the guy. They got Micah Parsons there. Corner is very tempting.
Chris Johnson's still there.
Yeah. That's actually really tempting. With now Gannon there as the DC. Yeah, I think that's probably where I'm gonna go. Chris Johnson is just too good of value.
Yeah, I'm with that. All right, Chris Johnson.
Golly, Pons would have been fun too, but I feel like their corners are so small.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Pittsburgh took Ty Simpson.
He's got to go somewhere.
Yeah, he's got to go somewhere. Who are some of the guys I could surround him with? I might go. Screw it. I'm gonna take Chris Bell, the guy we were talking about earlier. I'm taking Chris Bell, the wideout out of Louisville. Really talented player. Hopefully, the injury checks out for him. I get there's more size in this room now for Pittsburgh, and Steelers fans are probably saying, "Man, how many big receivers do we need with DK and Pittman already there?" But I think that he's probably a guy that you want to add to that room. And I don't know if Pittman's a long-term answer either. So I think, and Bell also provides like a different after the catch element that I don't know if either DK or Pittman really do either. So I think Bell would kind of be a fun fit in that room too.
100%. So with the Philadelphia Eagles, always a fun team to draft for. Just because Howie likes, he just kind of stumbles into, hey, this player's still available. I'll snag that. Pons would be the guy for me. They got Reek Woolen there on a 1-year deal. The other option is, of course, pass rush, Malachi Lawrence. Mm-hmm. He does give that. So, that's probably that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Malachi Lawrence.
Yeah, it just feels like a guy that Howie would be all over. And also, like, I've heard a lot of like first round talk. I'm not there with him personally.
Yeah, same.
But I do think that'd be probably a pick that Howie would be all over if he was available there. Chargers took Vanga Ioane in the
easy pick. Easiest pick in the draft outside Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, really. Yeah, if you're like, you want odds or evens, I was like, I'll start off with the easy one, I guess, with odds. Chargers, I think. I think hedge and receiver are probably two areas I'm looking at for them. Malachi Lawrence has been a dream. I'm actually gonna go with another guy I think is right there too. I'll go with R. Mason Thomas, the edge out of Oklahoma. Really good pass rusher, kind of really similar to Malachi Lawrence in a lot of areas. Some concerns that he's not going to be able to hold up and run defense and kind of just be only a designated pass rusher in the NFL. But even if he is, he's really good in that role. So I think he's probably going to go somewhere in the top 50. So I think that'd be a pretty good pick there for Chargers that need help at edge as well as in the interior offensive line.
Jaguars. We got a lot of teams now getting their first pick in. Jaguars. Man, golly. So I guess my mind first goes to, I look at linebacker because they're going to have Ventrell Miller, it looks like, playing next to Luakun. But I sense we've kind of snagged that group of linebacker. I guess you could do something fun with like Kyle Lewis, but I don't know if this is the team I trust to do that per se right now. I think I'd rather go safety because there's a good group of safeties that I like here. This might be a little high for some people because his run defense is absolute dog water. But I love Genesis Smith. Yeah. I think he's a ball hawk. He's a great athlete. And it's not like his run defense is bad because he's not strong. I think he's very strong. I've seen him literally just pull down guys one hand. I just don't think that dog is in him. I see him trying to finesse around blockers, and it's just like, bro, you can take him on. I know you got the power. Go do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That and the missed tackle rate is just kind of woof.
Yeah, Genesis Smith is a good player. I like him and Stukes too, his teammate. Was a really good player.
Stukes is nice too. I think he could literally play anywhere in the defensive backfield.
Yeah, I agree with that. I probably like him best as a nickel defender, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think he can play safety, corner. I don't know about outside corner, but I mean nickel, whatever. He's a really good player. All right, I have Chicago here, who we took Caleb Banks earlier. For them, they have some. I'm trying to think of what else they might go after here. So center is a need now with Drew Dahlman. I mean, they did get Garrett Bradbury, but I don't think he's really been that great recently. So I might look at safety. Is there any safeties I really like here? I mean, Kamari Ramsey is available. Yeah, I want to go with Kamari Ramsey. I think they need more help. They did bring in Kobe Bryant, but I think they need more help at safety outside of that. I'll go with Kamari Ramsey, the safety at USC here, who's been actually a really good player for a few years now. Probably going to be somewhere around a late second, early third round pick. So I'll take him here for the Bears.
Nice. The 49ers, they got some stuff going on currently with Trent Williams. I feel like he's probably going to play there next year, but you never know. Yeah, though their left guard position is a bit open. I like Keelan Rutledge quite a bit. I think the dude's absolute dog as a run blocker and a better athlete than I expected as far as his testing. And I think he was up there in miles per hour over at the Senior Bowl, which kind of was my first lean to like, oh, I think he actually might have a really good combine. And he did. As long as everything checks out with the almost amputated foot, I think everything will be all right. So I'll go with Rutledge.
I didn't even hear about that, man. I got to look that up more.
It blew my mind when I heard that. I was like, that is scary. And he doesn't bother him this year. So I'm like, so curious.
He's one of the best guards in the country. Yeah. That's an offensive lineman mentality right there. It's like, oh yeah, my foot might be cut off, but I'm still going to go out there and dominate. Yeah.
Tape it.
That's exactly. All right. Houston up here. Got Kristen Miller, got Max Ihenacho. Okay, Houston. I'm trying to think. Are there any interior offensive linemen I might like for them here? I
mean, there's a couple of guys. It depends on how you view Jennings Dunker.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot he's available here. Yeah, he might be a guy I'm looking at here. I might go actually Jennings Dunker. Yeah, I'm going to go Jennings Dunker here. Obviously played tackle at Iowa. Don't think he's a length to stick at tackle in the NFL, but even if not, he can be a really good guard in the league. He's been really good over the last 2 years. I think, what was it? Yeah, 90 grade 2024, 82 grade this year. Really athletic player. Yeah, I'm excited. I like Jennings Dunker a lot, so I'll take him here and just add more to that offensive line alongside Ian Ashore for Houston.
Nice. Yeah, ends up Senior Bowl again. We'll see at the pro day, but 34-inch arms is what they had him at the Senior Bowl, and I was like, I don't believe it.
Yeah, let me measure him himself. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, right. I already have a tough time like believing what my eyes say when it comes to like length.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need this. I need concrete numbers, man.
Yes, please. Yes.
So the Bears took Kamari Ramsey, Caleb Banks. They brought back Braxton Jones, which I was a little surprised at. I mean, I get Trapillo is coming off, what was it, a patellar tendon?
Mm-hmm.
So a leg injury that he's going to miss some time from. So I suppose they don't have to go tackle here. Looking at some of my top guys on the board. And again, I have Pons there. I'm going to consider him for any other pick. I like Gabe Backus. I think Gabe Backus is a Dennis Allen guy.
Yeah.
He is just, he's stupid strong. I think he's at his best with his hand in the dirt. Dennis Allen loves those, I guess you could say bigger. And I mean, what is he, 6'3", 260? Honestly, that's kind of big for an edge in today's NFL. So I'm going to go with him here.
Love it. Yeah, Gabe Atkins, like you said, he feels like a Dennis Allen type of guy, and I think he's probably the next edge off the board. And all the guys left right now, so I think that's a really fun pick there for Chicago. Him and Caleb Banks, man, it's a really fun way to kickstart the defensive line a little bit. All right, Spencer Fano earlier for LA for the Rams. Trying to see who else is available in this receiver class. We could take Jeremy Bernard is an option. Zachariah Branch is an option. Is anyone linebacker? I'm trying to think too. Josiah Trotter. I might go with I'm gonna go with Jeremy Bernard, the wideout out of Alabama. Will he ever be more than a number 2 or number 3 in the NFL? No, probably not. But also you have Puka Nacua already, who I'm sure is going to get a fat contract very, very soon, considering what JSN just got paid today.
Yeah.
So Puka's going to make $45 million a year, I would imagine. So you got your number 1, Devontae Adams. We'll see how long he lasts in LA. He's going into his final year of his deal there, but I think they need more help at receiver outside of those 2 guys. I think Jeremy Bernard would provide that as, again, a complimentary option, yeah, but also like that's what you need for LA right now because you already have a superstar in Puka Nacua and a guy who's a really good number 2 right now, Devontae Adams.
Yeah, Bernard just gives me Juwan Jennings vibes, and I love Jennings coming when he came out of Tennessee. The Denver Broncos, they took with their first round pick Jalen Waddle, so good on them.
Pretty good first round pick right there.
Pretty good first round pick, man. Pretty good. They literally could go anywhere and probably be okay with it. Riley Moss will be a free agent. D'Angelo Pons is a dog. At pick 62, I'll roll the dice on him. I think he's going to be a good NFL player. I don't know if that's in the slot or outside in the NFL. I have a hard time believing he can make it work on the outside. But they have McMillan, who they tendered, so that makes him a free agent next year, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Even if Pons ends up being a slot guy, perfect. That's going to be a role you're going to need after this season.
Yeah, love D'Angelo Pons. Again, the size is a major concern, but the tape has been elite for years. He's a dog. I mean, he's just the way he's been playing at that size on the outside. It's not like he's only a nickel player either. It's crazy what the guy is able to do right now for that team. So yeah, I'm completely with that. All right, New England up here. I'm actually going to go with Eli Stowers, the tight end out of Vanderbilt. Obviously, Austin Hooper left in free agency. I think they could use some help at tight end. I don't really know if there's a tackle I really would have loved here. Yeah, I don't think there's a tackle I would have taken here. So I'm going to go with Eli Stowers, who I think is probably going to be a second-round pick in the draft. Had a great combine, has been unreal as a receiving tight end over the last couple of years. Just add another weapon for Drake May in that offense right now. So I'm going to go Eli Stowers here for New England.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only other tackle I'd be looking at is Tiernan, who might end up being a tall guard.
Yeah.
So,
agreed.
Kind of a tough spot. I think for Seattle, this is kind of an easy one for me. Jadarian Price, right?
Yeah.
I mean, as an Emmanuel, I forgot his last name now. Emmanuel Wilson, there we go. Yeah. Dynasty owner, I'm ecstatic. I wouldn't like the Jadarian Price pick, but this is not a good running back draft class. There, I think maybe 3 go in the top 100 or go on day 1, day 2. Maybe we get a 4th one in there just because of the scarcity in the draft class. But Price is absolutely a second to third round player. He's in that 50 and 60 range. Dude is electric. Reminds me a lot of Tony Pollard. Actually.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I think I'm with you. He seems like he's the consensus RB2 in this draft. Kind of crazy that Notre Dame has the number 1 and number 2 running backs in this class. I'm not with the late first round hype that he's been getting. Like I've actually seen ironically.
I can't believe that. That's ridiculous.
I would not take him in the first round. I think that'd be a waste of a pick. Not a waste of a pick, but I think it'd be an insane reach if he goes in the first round. Ironically, a lot of the Seahawks at 32 would not do that. If you get him here at the second round here for the Seahawks, I think it's more palatable. So I think that's actually probably a pick that I would have made too for Seattle. I think that's probably what they probably do.
I was gonna say, you remember is it Rashad Penny, the former San Diego? I'm just saying, Seahawks, don't make that blunder again.
Yeah, don't do it again. Yeah.
But there we go, man. 2 rounds. I know this is a long one. Thank you for hanging out with me for it. Hopefully I didn't eat up too much of your time. But you want to go ahead and just let the fine people know where they can find you.
Yeah, appreciate having me on, man. If you want to follow the PFF College Football Show, that's the one that me and Dalton Wasserman host, breaking down right now the draft, but then after that, all in on college football and breaking down all the best teams and players in college football. And throughout the season will be a lot of fun. My favorite episode that we do every year will be coming out next month. We do an all-eligible mock draft. So 2027 guys will be included in it. 2028 guys will be included in it. Basically, like kind of the NBA rules, if you can enter the draft after 1 year of college football, what will the draft look like? So I think it's always a really fun exercise every year to do it. So we're going to do it next month. So hopefully you guys stick around for that, because I know you and I have been kind of teasing how awesome the 2027 class actually is. Well, you'll see a lot of those 2027 guys in that mock draft coming out soon. I
like that, because last year y'all did it, and I actually use that for, okay, what's something for the future, because I'm still putting together a watch list for the summer, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's a lot of fun. It looks horrible every year when you go back on it. You're like, oh, wow, we were way higher or way lower on this guy than you should have been. But it's a fun exercise regardless. So we'll see what happens.
A lot of things look horrible in hindsight. I've been in the comments talking about, man, this guy had Garrett Nussmeier as potential first rounder. I was like, everyone and their mom did. Fun fact, he was my QB3 to start the year, and he's my QB3 now. How about that?
Oh, dude, my way too early mock from August had Kate Klubnik going like 2 or 3 overall. So yeah, the way too early stuff, it always looks so awful. But that's the fun in it too, is to see what we thought of these guys going into the year and what actually ended up happening.
Exactly. It gives you a what's the word? An expectation to have going into the year, and if they meet that, and if they don't, where do they fall, or where do they jump? But thanks again for coming on. I appreciate it a ton. It was a great time. But as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.